settings, I take it?
I believe so.
Okay.
Our meeting was at 7:30.
Did you meet today?
We did.
Ah,
Yeah. That's why I sent the minutes yesterday.
I saw those minutes. Those were minutes. And it said the next meeting
My
was the
bad.
21st. So I thought, there's no meeting today. Then
No, there is. It's every 2 weeks.
I knew that.
I was trying to get a jump on it.
You're good, I'm bad. When you have your edge today, make sure that those kids that have to take the A's in merit have gotten in, hopefully taken a practice test.
Okay.
Thank you.
Will do. Thank you. Let's finish this up. Where was I going? There we go. Presentation. Okay. So we're jumping into chapter 6. And chapter 6 is one of the most funnest. Take that off for me, Alberto, please. One of the most funnest, the most funner chapters here. It's all about factoring. So let's get into that. So 6.1 is going to be about the greatest common factor. And then they're going to introduce you to something called factoring by grouping.
Didn't we do this last year?
And the year before, yeah.
Is it the same thing?
Math doesn't change. You're good, right?
No, rather than T's.
Well, yeah, I don't want to hear that.
I saw that.
Well, you're not going to cry because I'm going to teach it to you. Have you cried for me yet?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
Stop.
I just think it's too
You make me feel bad. It's not hard. Factoring is not hard.
Last year,
This is
I
just
was
hard
like
in
just
general, this
frustrated.
whole thing of math.
I tried to understand.
Write a polynomial as a product of two or more simpler polynomials is called factoring. What we've been doing so far is the multiplication part, which is the expansion. But now we're going to go in the other direction. They're going to give us polynomials, and we're going to break them down. Okay? So it really is kind of like the inverse operation of a multiplying. So let's talk about factor out the greatest common factor. Start off with a simple thing. Let's start off with something like this. Okay? What I like to recommend to everybody, because if you don't see this right away, you're going to need some practice, and eventually you're going to start to see what's going to happen, okay? What I want you to do is to break everything down into its prime factors. Everyone remember what a prime number is?
A number divisible by 1.
Yeah, so 7k is just 7k, isn't it? Right? I can't break it down any further. 7 is a prime number and k is just k, right? Now if I go to the next one, 28. I can divide by 2, that's going to give me 14. Divide by 2, that gives me a 7. Can I go any further than that? Oh, that's my upside down cake. Have you ever done upside down cake for prime factorization? Upside down cake is awesome. I think you guys have done the tree.
Oh yeah, trees.
I did what you did.
Okay, well then look at my upside down cake. Look what I did. Okay, it's like upside division. Okay, I'm just breaking it down. Every number on the outside is a prime number. Okay, so now I've got 7k plus all those prime numbers, which is 2 times 2 times 7. Okay, now think about regulating. Right, you're going to collect from everybody. You're a bouncer. You need to collect from all the people that owe you some money, but you're a fair bouncer. So you want to make sure that you take the same amount from everybody. Okay. Because when I collect, I don't want to collect more from you than anybody else. Is it fair enough? Okay. So take a look at those two expressions there. What do they both have in common? Did everybody see that they both have the 7 in common? I'm going to take that. Do they both have anything else in common I can take from them? Well, this doesn't have a 2, does it? The 7 and the k?
No.
So can I take that?
No.
No. Is there anything else I can take from either one of the two?
No.
I'm done then. So here's what you get. If I took your 7 here, what do you have left?
K.
You have k left. If I took his 7, what does he have left?
4.
4. You're done.
Oh.
You just factored out 7.
Time out.
Oh, I just got the math department meeting thing too. This is all off. Any questions on this problem? Okay, again. Let's start with the 32. Divide by 2, 16. Divide by 2, 8. Divide by 2, 4. Divide by 2, 2. So I've got, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times m plus. What's the 24 break down to? 2, 12, 2, 6, 2, 3. So it's 2, 2, 2, 3. What do they have in common? 3 2s, right? They have this in common. Anything else they have in common? No? So what is 3 2s? It's 8, right? So I'm taking 8 from them. What does the first guy get back? 4m. And the last guy? The 3, right? There you go. Any questions here? All right, cool. Can I move on?
Second. Okay. They don't even have that in the game. Oh. Do they have lunch detention? They don't have lunch detention anymore.
They just suspend you now.
Are we done? Or Saturday school? I think so.
I think
Okay.
it's
Isn't that
suspended.
like freshman year, that tree or whatever you call it?
You didn't get to Fineo?
Your cake.
How about here? You guys are here for Fineo?
Yeah.
Ew, I hate it.
It was like.
Come on, man. They had a DJ.
No. The only people who dance are like 4 people every single Friday. Didn't we have a dodgeball tournament?
Yeah. You did actually.
That was pretty tight.
What else did we have? I think that was the only cool thing we had. We had like musical chairs.
Josh, how do you do this one?
Oh, you got to factor out the 8. Well, you can't factor the 9.
Wait, what if?
You can't factor
What if you technically subtract?
This is not going to be factorable. Okay? And the reason is 8 is 2 times 2 times 2, right? And 9 is 3 times 3. Do they have any factors in common? No.
So that's it.
Yeah, the way it is, it's the way it is.
That's what I was saying, but they could,
That's exactly what you were saying. I know what you meant.
Wow.
No, I really knew what you meant. I was just being a little sarcastic with him. All right, cool. Moving on. Let's try that one.
I'll just be 1.
Z
plus 5 in parentheses.
What it really?
I'm the king of the jungle.
5 parentheses E plus 1.
That's called the quantity.
That's not
5 times the quantity.
5 times the quantity is E
Beautiful. So smart. He is.
The way you just said it.
No, there's no sarcasm there at all. You're very impressive. When's Steve coming back?
Bro, he's got like another 4 days.
Oh.
So he'll
Fighting
be back
shame
Friday.
in class.
He should be back this week though.
Friday, yeah.
It was not last Friday. Before.
Is he watching the videos at least?
There was no videos. Oh wait, what?
I don't-
I was like, there was no videos. No, there really wasn't. I'm so
Those are
sorry.
his views and needs for his YouTube money. Yeah, you make money.
No, I don't.
You
No,
can.
no, I don't have that many.
What do
You
you
have
do?
like,
Like,
oh,
you
that's
do
your
have
fault.
You gotta have like hundreds of
If
thousands.
you have 1 million, you get that gold or platinum YouTube thing with the plaque and everything.
I got a gold plaque. That's not really gold because it's gold colored.
But it'd be sweet.
Oh yeah, how many views do you have right now, Munoz? What's your
I don't know. I'd have to take a look at my.
Hey, 3? If we all watch it on different devices,
That's like 3.
No, I don't need no pity views.
I'm gonna go watch it.
we all watch it on
I want you to watch it for real. Watch it because you want to watch it. Okay.
But are you in the videos?
No, they're just that.
I don't want to see it, bro.
Well, okay then. Don't learn math.
Wait, you didn't do the,
Yeah, we did.
what was the 5x?
5 times e plus 1.
Okay.
Right? 5 times the quantity is e plus 1. Thank you. Thank you for correcting my grammar. My math of grammar. You're hungry?
I'm hangry.
Okay.
I like really want to go to Idaho for a day. Wanna go have lunch?
Okay, same idea here. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Okay, so I think you guys can see that if I try to break this down into all the prime numbers, it's going to get kind of, right? But I can see some pieces that are already in common, can't I? Doesn't 25 go into 50? And also goes into the other one, right? To the 100? So I can just factor out the 25 here without having to go through all those steps. Because that's what usually happens. They let you do that with small numbers, but eventually they get so big, you're like, it doesn't even, it takes more time for me to write stuff down. I have to kind of start using what's inside of here, that gray matter. So I can see I'm going to have to take 25. What else do they all have in common? 3 m's, don't they? So I can take out 25m to the third. What's the first guy going to get back? 4m to the second. Now the way you can check that, if you did it right, multiply it back out. See if you get this. What's 25 times 4? 100. What's m to the third times m to the second? M to the fifth. So we did that one good. We did that one good. We did that one correctly. We did that very much good. Okay, what was left behind for the middle term?
2m.
Negative 2m. Oh, wait a minute. Don't they have 2's in common?
It would just be F.
Well, I have to wait for the last one, right? Because they all have to have it in common. So if I took 25m to the third, whoa, wait a minute. Do I put a 0 there then?
Nah, nothing.
Put nothing there?
Yeah.
It's not one.
You can't put a 0 there.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a bubble.
What?
Nothing there, right?
That would make that a 1. There's technically a 1 here.
That's what I'm saying. I was a step behind.
I was talking
Plus 1m to the 0 power. Is that what you were telling me?
No, I was a
that
step
what it
behind.
is?
Like I wasn't even.
It's just 1. But, oh man, Josh.
I wasn't even.
Your next speech, brother.
There's all the calories I burned for the day. There you go. Can't afford to burn anymore. Well, you took everything, right? But what happens is when remember I said if you multiply this out, you'll get the original back? If I have nothing there, then I only get the first 2, don't I? But 1 times anything is itself. Remember, 25 is a prime number, or it's not a prime number, sorry. But if I take 25 times 1, what do I get? Yeah, so I have to put something there to make sure that I get a trinomial back.
Were you gonna say you took 2 out of that?
No, you can't.
Make the 1.5.
Yeah, I kind of could, but then I would have a half a number, which is kind of
What did
weird.
you do to the 25?
To the 25? This 25?
Yeah, if you take 2 out of that again,
That would become 50.
you multiply.
Yeah, if you want to do that, you can. You'd have 50 m to the third. Guys, don't even look at this bottom one. It's hypothetical. I could do 50m squared, then I would have 2m squared minus m plus 1/2. That would work. So you could really do whatever you want, but is that most efficient? I don't think anybody wants to run 2 fractions.
But if you didn't simplify it enough, you just multiply it by whatever you divide
Yeah, you can keep factoring out. Yeah, and what would happen is you just multiply it out again. So I see what you're saying. So let's do this real quick. That's a good question. So I'll redo it. Oh, come on, that didn't work. So let's say you're like, oh, you know what? I can take 5m to the third out. Okay? That means I would get 20m squared minus 10m, what is this, plus 5? And they're like, oh no, I can actually take out another 5. That's what you're kind of saying? So I can factor out another 5. So I would be like 5m to the third. Factor out the other 5. There it is. Okay, make sure it's the times. And then I'd be like, okay, that's 4m squared minus 2m plus 1. 5 times 5 becomes 25. And there you are. So same thing. Yeah, so you don't have to go back and redo. You can just do that again. Keep it clean. Okay. Ahora pues. One more? Do you want to try it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do we have time for you to try it?
Yes.
It's already at like 8:30.
It's like 8:50.
He came in and asked you if you had a meeting at 8:30 at 8:33, so
I know, it's a joke.
it's not 8:30.
Oh, is he joking?
No, I got the same notification on mine. I think our server is off. It's not on the appropriate time, so it's still sending emails at the wrong time.
Oh yeah, daylight saving.
We don't know what time it is already the day that she came over.
And
We don't know. No,
I'm just saying, I'm like, if we did, I would have been here an hour early.
Wait, why?
Because you turn your clock back an hour.
I know that.
In the winter, you turn it an hour ahead in the summer.
What?
The other way.
You turn it.
It's called daylight savings. It gets darker early in the morning during the winter.
Yeah, that's why you
So you
turn
want
it
to
an hour back.
ahead.
Want to
No,
know
you
that?
push back the clock down.
We're supposed to do this?
You turn the clock back an hour. In the winters, my mom and I used to always be an hour early.
But if you turn it back, that means you're getting up when it's even darker still.
This is so confusing.
It started as like what, Saturday?
I don't know.
Who does it?
Why don't we do that?
Not Arizona.
Everybody except for Arizona.
Why don't we do it? Do what?
Because we're very special.
We just don't realize it.
No, wait, why are we special?
Because we don't like to be like everybody else.
We're unique.
I don't know if that's the word, but
Google will be able to tell you where.
because we voted on it.
We did? We
Yeah,
voted?
I think it was voted on. It has to be voted on.
Daylight savings.
Voted to what?
I don't understand. You can't vote on that, can you?
Dang, you don't know what daylight
You can either do it or not do it.
You don't even know what daylight savings is.
No, because it'll go based on the. I'm so over it.
Daylight savings is a way for people to take advantage of the daytime where there's actually sun outside.
Oh, advantage.
Right, that's why it's called daylight savings.
Hold it.
Alright, I'm gonna skip this one because we've got the factoring by grouping to do.
I wrote that down.
There it is right there.
No, I wrote it down.
No, that's not it. There it is.
Oh, no, I don't want to.
Got it?
You can change it.
Okay. Factor out the greatest common factor. Okay, let's take a look at this real quick.
On that
Do you guys,
last one,
what?
you don't have to- on the one before, you don't have to order it, how like the.
You don't have to put it in descending order.
Yeah.
Oh no, you don't have to worry about that. If you want to, you can. But what would go first?
So 15 for them.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Nah. No, it's more important when you're doing like your multiplications or your divisions and stuff. But not if you're doing this. You're fine. All right, cool. Now, you guys see these two binomials? This is just a number, right? This is just a number. What do they both have in common? The 2.
3 plus 2.
The quantity a plus 2, right? The quantity a plus 2. So what I can do is I can take away, oh, I just clanked my teeth. I can take out the quantity a plus 2 from both of those, can't I? And then what would be left inside?
A minus
A minus 3, the quantity a minus 3, plus the quantity a plus 6. Make sense? Oh, thanks. Yeah, that would have just made it all wrong. It would have. Would have been like, I got you. All the kids' names. Flashback to.
My mom asked me to ask you if you remember the Friends song.
Yes.
Ew, when she was singing it to me, I was like, my ear. What is
I used to do it in Swahili. In when I was working at the CEC, the Child Development Center. Before I came over here, I had a kid that was from Africa, and they taught us how to do it in Swahili. Rafiki, that means friend.
Rafiki.
Rafiki means
My
friend.
mom knows it in Spanish. She's singing it in Spanish.
Amigos, yeah, that's Spanish too.
Because she had an all-speaking Spanish class, so she had to learn it.
And then to say friends in plural, you say marafiki. That's not appropriate.
Rafiki, that's what I said.
Sure. All right, cool.
You really get It's like friends, something they count.
Okay, moving on.
It was really good.
We deviate. We deviate. Here we go. All right, let's go to. I want to get to. Here we go. Factoring by grouping. We have this. We want to factor this. Okay.
What is up with them in P's and Q's?
That would be like.
I don't know. Is there an expression with P's and Q's?
Oh, I did it. Yeah.
Mind your P's and Q's.
Mind your P's and Q's? Why would you mind your P's and Q's?
Why not?
I didn't make the expression.
I don't like either letters.
Peace and quiet.
I don't like these others.
Ah, is it?
No.
If it isn't, that's a really good reason.
You
Though.
just made it
I
up.
like it. Hey, that's good though.
Sounds good.
Hey, how about some support there? That's your buddy, man.
No,
Wouldn't that just offset?
Okay, so what you're gonna do here, when you have something like this, what you want to try to do is group them together by the a common variable that they have. For example, this 6p has in common with the p there, doesn't it? So I'm gonna group the 6p plus the rp together as like if it was some quantity. And then I'm going to group the negative 6q with the negative rq. Okay? And then I'm going to take a look here. Oh, look what these two have. What do they have in common? The p, right? So I'm going to take the p out. That leaves me with 6 plus r. Correct? Here, they both have a negative q in common. Do you see it? So I'm going to factor out a negative q. And that would leave me with a positive 6 and a positive r. Oh, look at that. What do they both have in common now?
6 plus R.
6 plus r. So I'm going to take that out from both of those. 6 plus r. The first one has a p left, and the other one has a negative q left. And there it is.
You wouldn't square it
Why would you square it?
because there's 2.
Well, you're taking them out and you're representing it as 1. Remember, here, this is a number, correct? One number. So if this was one number and I multiply by this binomial, what would I have to do? Which property? Distributive. That means I multiply here, and I multiply there, and there's your 2. Okay. When you factor out, you only factor 1 out. Okay, don't listen to my. Whatever. It does. Oh, it's because it's on PowerPoint mode. I can't just move it around because I felt like it. Okay. Can I Control Z that bad boy? Nope. Okay, Control Z. Okay. So there's that. Okay, here. How would you group those?
Did you do letters and numbers?
I would try to go for letters more than anything.
The X and then the Y. Things are the same as these are.
Um,
My sister was my phone. She said
I got a family around 7.
it's like a dream. I'm not giving him money.
Why? That's messed up. What if she's weird? Or she like I know.
No, she was texting me.
Because
She can't. She's at school, but still, I'm not here.
Oh, pobrecita, that's good. Just put your hand on her shoulder. Kind of saw that. That sounds bomb too, though. Like seriously, I thought about like putting a mat hammock back here, or bringing my camping one that has its own like frame, and like lunch just crash out. You'll be surprised what 5 minutes does for you, man.
Class comes in and you're too tired to wake up, so you're just like, you know what to do.
They don't.
Go watch me on YouTube.
Support my channel.
You can like and subscribe. Click here. How many people group the XY with the 2Y?
you couldn't.
You couldn't. Why?
It's like X, Y is one variable, isn't it?
It's one number.
Oh, man, let me stop talking.
I know, I thought about doing that, but then there's a Y there. So I was like, no.
Well, I think the best way to group this would have been this guy with this guy, because then there I can already kind of see into the future. I'm psychic. When I'm thinking forward, I can see that they're both going to have Y's in common and they're going to have X in common, which might make it easier for me to factor out later on. So if I group the XY with the negative 4X and then leave the negative 2Y with the 8, so kind of like that, I can see I can factor out an X here, can't I? So if I factor out the X, I'm going to have Y minus 4. Over on the other side, I can factor out a negative 2. That would leave me with a Y minus 4 as well. And you can see that they're both going to have a Y minus 4 in there. You see it? Now, I want to take a look at what would happen if you did factor the first two. So if we did go XY minus 2Y, and then just kind of the way it is, negative 4X plus 8, what would I factor out here? I would factor out a Y, correct? That would leave me with X minus 2. And over here, what could I factor out? I could factor out a negative 4, which would leave me with X minus 2.
Oh, let's do it.
Right, so it really doesn't, as long as you can group something out, then you're good. So now I've got Y minus 4, because I'm factoring out the X minus 2. So you're getting the same thing here. So as long as you're following the rules, you can't mess these up. Follow the rules. Follow the lead up.
Wait, so is the red one?
It's the same thing. Yeah, because what do these two have in common? It's the Y minus 4, right?
Yeah.
So I factor that out. This would have an X left. That would have a negative 2 left. So it's the same thing. It was a different way of grouping them. In this first one, I grouped the two like that. And then for the second example, I grouped these two together and then those two.
So it really doesn't matter.
As long as you have something that you can factor out, I think you'd be fine.
What if you were to do the numbers?
What do you mean?
2, 4, 8.
You.
Who do we appreciate? I'm not sure what you're asking.
I'm not either.
Okay. We'll just save that for later once you finish your thought.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good to me. Are we out of time? Is it 9 o'clock already?
Yeah.
Is it 10 o'clock already? Lordy, lordy. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, it would be 8 o'clock. If you put it to 10 o'clock, we're already an hour later, so I wouldn't be saving any day.
Because your day
This
was
is all confusing, so. Yeah, your day would start early.
Is it because it gets darker at night later or earlier?
Earlier, yeah.
Oh, well, that doesn't make sense because the
Wait,
mornings
do
are
you
still
get
dark.
an hour?
Like when I get up, it's like when I set up my alarm. Like before that, would be light. That would kind of like
No.
ease me into the day. Now it's just like pitch black out. I was like, what?
You're like, man.
Yeah, I should have talked about that.
When I'm almost starting to work, it's like, and normally it's like the drive.
was thinking, but it's not looking at the morning time, it's looking at that window. You're trying to say the afternoon before lunch? Because the days are
So
shorter.
your day starts at 8 o'clock.
There's less sunlight. Yeah, the days are shorter in the winter.
I kind of slept through my entire day.
When you wake up, I said, honest, talk time out. How does it
No, you don't. No, because it's still dark in the morning. Look, here, think about it. If I get up at 6, it's dark outside. If now technically the time is truly 5 o'clock, but because I've set back my clock, now it's still dark.
But you'd have a longer day.
What? I need to turn this off already. It's not even a math conversation anymore. All right, homework will be ready at the end of the class.